In this video we are going to talk about the secrets of the moon. According to our existing astronomical information, the moon is truly unusual, because so many of the moon's facts agree. If it were carefully designed methodically and perfectly, is the moon actually a machine? Where did it come from? What role has it played in the story of life? For generations we have looked up and wondered. Only now is the truth being revealed. Forget what you know. It's time to see the moon in a new light. According to research by scientists, we know that the craters on the moon's surface are generated by the collision of meteorites and comets. There are also some craters on Earth as a result of meteorite impact. Studies suggest that if a meteorite is a few miles in diameter and traveling at a speed of 30,000 miles per second, it has a destructive force compared to 1 million tons of explosives. When TNT collides with a thick planet, the depth it penetrates must be 4 to 5 times the diameter of the crater it makes, and all craters on Earth are similar. The craters on the moon, on the other hand, are quite peculiar. They are always very shallow. For example, Shivering crater, which is located on the southern half of the moon's backside and is the deepest crater on the moon's surface, is an old crater named after the moon. It has a diameter of over 265 kilometers and a depth of just 1.8% of its diameter, which is 4.8 kilometers. Furthermore, regardless of how enormous the crater on the moon is, the deepest depth is just 6 kilometers. As a result, the moon appears to be wearing tremendously tough armor. The level of the moon's magnetic field is incredibly low, which indicates that the interior of the moon is empty. The magnetic fields of celestial bodies in the cosmos exist in nature, and study has revealed that the moon has essentially no magnetic field. Scientists think that the Earth's magnetic field is created by the core of the planet. The core of the Earth is separated into two parts, an inner core and an outer core. The inside core is solid, whereas the outside core is liquid. The liquid shell may move quickly and generate an electric current, which can be used to generate a magnetic field. As a result, if a sphere is dense, there must be a magnetic field. According to the moon rock samples taken by the Apollo mission, and directly measuring the magnetic field on the moon's surface, the magnetic field around the moon is less than 1/1000 the intensity of the Earth's magnetic field. In other words, there's practically no magnetic field on the moon. Because the moon lacks an inner core like the Earth, it is assumed that interior is empty. There are a lot of lava craters on the moon, which is not unusual, but what is remarkable is that these lavas contain a lot of metallic elements that are exceedingly uncommon on Earth, such as titanium, chromium, yttrium. These metals are very hard, resistant to high temperatures, and corrosion resistant. Scientists predict that a temperature of 2,000 to 3,000 degrees Celsius or more is required to melt these metallic components. The moon, on the other hand, is a chilly planet in space, with scientists predicting that there has been no volcanic activity on the moon for at least 3 billion years. So, how is it possible to generate so many metallic elements that demand such high temperatures on the moon? Furthermore, after examining 380 kilograms of lunar soil samples returned by astronauts, scientists determined that they contain pure iron and pure titanium, which is a metal or pure material not found in nature. Could there be a living thing that melted metal on the moon? The Apollo astronauts did, in fact, uncover evidence of the activities of high intelligences that formerly resided on the moon. They took multiple photographs showing circular mountains on the moon's surface. On the round mountain, there were evident signs of man-made alteration. For example, there is a really beautiful right angle inside the crater Gocklin on the face of the moon, with each side being 25 kilometers long. At the same time, visible repair marks on the ground and walls may be observed. There are many unanswered questions concerning the moon, which I will discuss in another video. In fact, it is possible that people have found that all of these puzzles led to the theory that the moon did not develop spontaneously in the cosmos. So, did the moon originate with primitive people? Of course, this is only a hypothesis, so you are free to follow it and form your own judgment. The theory is that, in prehistoric periods, science and technology were greatly advanced, much above the level of development of our modern times, and that inventions that we now believe are impossible existed. They exist, but they are highly popular nowadays. Perhaps humanity utilized science and technology at that time to construct the moon, which illuminated the night sky. The center of the moon is not just empty, but also filled with precision-driven instruments and several sets of precise gears. Machine accuracy exceeds that of current technologies. These technologies can keep the moon steady in its orbit around the Earth, using a very dense energy source to sustain the rotation and rotation of the moon, so that it can continue the rotation of the moon, which has not ceased to this day. At the time, the moon's front was thoroughly polished. At night, it seems quite brilliant, and various control mechanisms have been installed on the rear. As a result, the front side is constantly facing the Earth, whereas the rear side is never seen by the Earth. After building the skeleton of the moon on Earth, prehistoric humans used mechanical machines that contained something similar to crystals, but more pure and free of contaminants, to accelerate the energizing of these crystals and launch the skeleton of this massive moon into orbit. Following that, more assembly work is performed in orbit. They erected a massive scaffolding system, and innumerable spaceships equipped with advanced technology traveled back and forth between the Earth and the moon. These miniature spacecraft, which can carry 1 or 2 people, operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and are a sight to behold. It may sound like a fairy tale, yet common hypotheses concerning the formation of the moon are now pretty compatible with it. According to this theory, the moon was built by prehistoric people using incredibly advanced technology. Initially, it was a hollow sphere composed of hard artificial metal with a smaller diameter than it is presently. All of the dust in the cosmos eventually collected on the surface of the sphere over extended periods of time, maybe billions of years, becoming the moon we see today. Through the above riddles, we may generate some of the most appropriate theories. Nevertheless, whether they are true or not will require experimental proof, such as diving far into the surface layer of the moon, for example. Hopefully fresh research in the not-too-distant future will provide answers to the moon's mysteries. Thank you for watching the video. If you find this video interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe to receive the latest videos about science and mysteries. Goodbye and see you again.